There are stories in the Bible that we like to put in a neat little box. We polish them, sand down the rough edges, and display them as simple lessons in faith. The story of the Ark of the Covenant is not one of those stories. You were given a choice between human evil and divine power. You chose power. But be warned, the truth about the Ark is not comfortable. It's a story of terror, of divine wrath, and of a holiness so absolute, so alien that it burns away anything and anyone who disrespects it. This is not a story about a box. It's about the weapon of mass destruction that God unleashed on earth. Chapter 1. The Blueprint of Terror. Forget the gentle imagery. The Ark's creation wasn't a craft project. It was a command issued from the heart of a storm on Mount Sinai, a place so terrifying the Israelites begged not to hear God's voice directly, lest they die. And it was here God gave Moses a blueprint, not for a treasure chest, but for a containment unit. The specifications were chillingly precise. Acacia wood, a symbol of incorruptibility, overlaid inside and out with pure gold. But the most crucial design elements were the safety protocols. The Ark was never, ever to be touched by human hands. It was to be carried only by the sons of Kohath, a specific clan of Levites, and only by using long poles slid through golden rings. These weren't suggestions, they were the operating manual for a divine nuclear reactor. Break protocol, and the consequences were immediate and final. Chapter 2. An Instrument of Conquest. This divine weapon was not built for display, it was built for war. Its first major deployment was against the fortress city of Jericho. The battle plan was strategically insane. March around the city in total silence for 6 days, led by the Ark. No swords, no siege engines, just the presence. Imagine the psychological warfare, the silent, relentless marching, the unnerving focus on that golden box. This wasn't a siege, it was a death sentence being delivered one step at a time. Then, on the 7th day, the command was given. The walls didn't crumble, they were unmade. The Ark taught the world a lesson that day. Human strength, steel, and stone are utterly meaningless before the raw physical power of God's presence. Chapter 3. The Humiliation of False Gods. But the arrogance of man knows no bounds. In a moment of weakness, Israel treated the Ark like a talisman and lost it in battle. The Philistines believed they had captured a god, a fatal miscalculation. They had in fact invited a Trojan horse of divine judgment into their city. They placed it in the temple of their great god Dagon as a trophy. The next morning, the statue had fallen on its face before the Ark, an embarrassing coincidence, they thought. They propped it up again, but the Ark was just getting started. The following day, Dagon was decapitated and dismembered. The Ark had single-handedly declared war, infiltrated the enemy's holiest site, and executed their god without a single human witness. It then turned its attention to the people, afflicting the Philistines with tumors and plagues, until in sheer terror they sent it away. The controversial truth is, the Ark did not need an army to protect it. It protected itself. Chapter 4. The Good Intentions Fallacy. This is perhaps the most disturbing and controversial story of the Ark, the lesson of Uzzah. As the Ark was being transported, the oxen stumbled. A man named Uzzah, acting on pure good-willed instinct, reached out his hand to stop the holy throne of God from falling into the mud. And he was struck dead instantly. There was no trial, no warning, no consideration for his good intentions. His motive was pure. His action, however, broke divine protocol. This story is a brutal rejection of the modern sentimental idea that God knows your heart is all that matters. It's a terrifying declaration that God's holiness operates on a set of laws as absolute and impersonal as gravity. You can have the best intentions in the world, but if you step off a cliff, you will fall. Uzzah touched the cliff face of God's purity, and the fall was instantaneous. Chapter 5: The Silence and the Mystery. The ark was finally housed in Solomon's temple, and then it vanished. When the Babylonians sacked Jerusalem, they kept meticulous records of every treasure they plundered. The golden lampstands, the bronze pillars, everything is listed, but the single most valuable object, the Ark of the Covenant, is simply not on the list. Its disappearance is as shocking as its presence. How could God allow His own throne to be lost? This is the ultimate controversy of the Ark. Perhaps its purpose was fulfilled. It was a physical placeholder, a tangible symbol of a presence that could not yet be fully accessed. It taught humanity that God is real, He is powerful, and He is terrifyingly holy. And then, centuries later, that holiness was unleashed in a new way. When Jesus died, the veil of the temple, the curtain that separated mankind from the presence of God, was ripped in two. The need for a physical, dangerous containment unit was over. Access was now granted through the Son. The Ark of the Covenant served its purpose. It was a lesson written in fire, blood, and fear that we were never meant to forget. God is not safe. He is holy.